I've always been interested in armour anyway, since I was a little boy, and I've been to the tower several times over the years. And I think the actual moment of inspiration was when I came in, I think it was 1995, and I was with my wife and we were talking about the armour and the way that this horse armour and the little suits of armour for children, and the idea that this was kind of put upon them, you know, like once you're a prince, right, this is your role in life from now on. And there would have been just no choice. And I like the idea of that kind of constriction of the armour, and yet it's so beautifully made and it gives you the freedom of movement and everything, but within a sort of constricted sort of range. It was taking that idea and the idea of an animal in armour and thinking the most ludicrous animal to make armour for would be a bird, because it could look great and you know you could make it technically work, but you would stop the bird doing the one thing that the bird's made to do, which is fly. And I like that contrast. I like that sort of the dilemma of it all. You know, the bird in the armour flapping away and unable to get off the ground. You know, I thought that was a good metaphor, and I realised with the armour as well, it is like a metaphor for life. You surround yourself with stuff to protect you, but that stuff at the same time limits your possibilities.
Well, when Seamus first contacted me, he said that he'd come here as a boy and he'd been inspired by the armour he'd seen here. So to have something that comes out of the collection, but is not, very much is inspired by the collection, but is not quite of the collection, was fascinating. And then when I met Harness for the first time, I'm afraid I couldn't put it down. I was allowed to hold it, and that was it, I was off. I think it's absolutely beautiful because unlike other things that we have here, and there is a historic tradition in the Tower of London for using arms and armour to create installation. In those cases we used what we had to create them. In this case the armour has actually, the bird is created from the armour rather than it being stuck on a bit of wood to make it look like a bird. I think it absolutely illustrates the form of armour. You have the spirit of the bird in there. It sounds terribly pretentious saying that, doesn't it? But it is. It's that sort of outer carapace of something. And I know Seamus has said that he liked it, that it was blank inside, as quite a lot of our armours are. And in the time I've been working here, there's always been an awful lot of questions about whether we should have something inside armour or not. But somehow this has captured that feeling of the bird about to do something, about to launch itself, about to walk forward, but constrained by the armour.
When I first started it, I always had it in my head that one day this will be in the Tower of London, and that's kind of what kept me going at the end of the day. And the idea that that's actually really happened, and I'm here now, that's amazing. I'm still not quite used to it, even though I've seen it there, you know. And it feels almost like the final piece is in place. It, you know, I said earlier this morning, it looks better somehow being here. It suits it, and it feels like it's come home in a way. It fits in exactly as I hoped it would do, and the idea of it being in the tower is just amazing, absolutely amazing.